Hello folks, Derek here again with the OTC on the cheap channel. This is be our second installment of trying to show people how to do stuff cheaply. Some house related, mostly vehicle related, and some construction and whatever else comes along. Now this, as I alluded to in yesterday's video where I seemed to scrounge and source some cheap materials, we have the steel recycling bin behind work. Let me tilt it here so you can get a better overall. It's quite full now, but just as a general, take a quick glimpse, and I mean these aren't for public, cleaning out or anything. I'm not into taking copper and all that foolishness, but as I work here and it's behind our shop, I just every couple of days take a wander by or drive by in the loader or something, just on my way to get some gravel, whatnot, and look. And if I see something handy, I grab it. Usually just little stuff at a time. I mean, people throw out their old DVD players. Who knows if you're missing a knob off one. But stuff like this, you see a lot of steel. A lot of this stuff, some of this is old fascia or drip edge. And some of this stuff is even the insert out of fluorescent lights that covers the ballast. But there's all kinds, like if you look, there's a pile of this stuff in here. And a lot of this stuff, you can easily repurpose it. I mean, rocker panels in a car, truck, SUV, whatnot. Bigger, wider pieces like this one here. Watch my footing. Something like that can be pretty decent for patches. And you got racks and stuff like that. I mean, enough of that stuff together, you could easily come up with some sort of system for a headache rack for your back window. There's more racks like this stuff here, which is underneath some heavy stuff. I've been thinking about using some of these to fab up some headlight guards for one of my Suzuki 4x4s. And it's pretty cool because I see a jack down in there. Not that they're much, but if you got a trailer sitting you want to level or something, or no jack post on your camper trailer, utility trailer, there you go. Oftentimes people throw out these whole old roaster pans and buckets right full of nuts, bolts, washers, and screws. And not that I hoard anything, but I just tend to take a quick look, and you can get a lifetime supply of nuts and bolts and hardware. And if you have a tarp shed that's happened to have been destroyed in the wind, you go by any of these local places and take a look. Machine shops especially, most people are happy to have you take something out of there. You can usually find the tent poles for tarp building. And one thing that you find a lot of, may not be the best quality steel here, but it's stuff like this. Like this, just an old bed. This is real old beds. This is a little better than what usually comes for bed rails, but I mean that's free angle iron. This piece here would be 6 feet, so you got 6 and 2 4. So that's a fair amount of angle iron. That'd save you a few bucks. Like I say, it's not the heaviest stuff, but the heavy stuff does tend to show up here. But if you look around enough, you can find something just about make out of anything. This is the face off old cappuccino machine that somebody threw out here. And I'm wondering if maybe that might not turn into a hood scoop. Yeah, it just might. See, just to verify, you can see it says large, extra large, and everything on it, mocha. And stuff like this, these gazebo things, they blow away all the time. We've had countless people bring these in here. But something like that, look, there's another one over here even. Stuff like this can easily, you can make like a little shelter on your deck, or what they work great for is to make a little greenhouse for your garden. And stuff like this. Like this is some heavy wall pipe here. And look, you can get all these nuts and bolts and washers and these different brackets, these twist ones even, you can use for almost anything. I mean, this could end up being a tailpipe. I mean, you just don't know. There's brackets here, re-anchoring a satellite dish, re-anchoring a chimney. Like, who would know? I think the culvert's pretty much got the good out of that, but I'll take you for a little walk over here and show you some of the stuff that I've been just grabbing and stockpiling. Don't mind the sand pile. We've got to put our winter sand up soon. I was making a road with the loader to get up there and dump sand and mix salt together. For those who are probably have comments about my plow with such a small little dinky blade and the culvert and everything, well, this was last year's plow here for work. Goes on the 938 case loader, cat loader. I have a new case 721 incidentally. I'm thinking this might work really good. It may take a little trimming, but I think that could really be made into a pretty slick looking hood scoop. Now, obviously we'll get rid of the decals, flatten some stuff out, but if you're really curious, this is just the back off a dryer. That's all that is. And I have another one down there, a different shape, and I have another one over there. I mean, really, if I don't break my neck getting here. Does that not have the look of a hood scoop like you see? I mean, that one's even similar to like a shaker. Not that I'm saying you should put this on your Trans Am or anything. But I mean, for your cheap ass cars, derby cars, mud trucks, plow trucks, just your junkers. I gotta move around a little bit again here, folks. Bear with me for a second. And this is the end. These pieces with the X in them. That's the headboard and stuff off that same bed frame I was showing you that I was going to use for the angle iron. And it's funny talking about those gazebos. These are the poles off one of these gazebos. See, it has a nice base to it. I'll try and lay it here. I don't know if you can tell, but these are 6 feet tall. And they're definitely in the most rugged part of those gazebos. They have a nice construction to them. What I plan to use these for at our cottage is to put it up so on top of the deck and run them right down to the ground and have a lean-to keep the snow off and over, because we're in New Brunswick here in Canada and we know all about snow. We got a ridiculous amount of snow the last couple of winters. Don't want to talk about that anymore. And I even somewhere here have a shorter set of those same legs. Oh, here we go. What I'm gonna do also at the cottage is put a little bar in the kitchen. I got a couple of stools quite cheap on the marketplace. Thank you, marketplace. And these would be the perfect height for a little bar. And I don't know, it's all painted black, and I'll just probably repaint it black, but I mean, it's easy to repurpose. You know, there's all kinds of fascia. A lot of times this shows up, and a lot of this stuff, it's brand new. I mean, it's never been installed. It's white, it's paintable. But if you're building a shed, a shop, a garage, a camp, a cottage, I don't know, especially one of those, what do you call them? Those tiny homes. There's tons of stuff there you can get for this stuff that you can repurpose, and especially a lot of this is brand new. I mean, who doesn't know about using a dryer drum, right, for a burn barrel? It works great. I got a steel SO 5-gallon pail here. It's funny, I am actually an oil can collector. I don't do it as much anymore. I have quite an inventory, but this one here is a little weathered out. That'd be great for an ash pail for taking enough ashes out of the furnace, wood stove. And there's just various pieces of steel, tin, aluminum, etc. here that can be used for. My main focus is body work, floor work, maybe rocker panel stuff. These old bicycles here, my main purpose in keeping those, the front especially with the forks, is I want to make a little kayak canoe carrier for my wife. She's right into the water sports stuff, and we store everything nearby the river here at home, and just that much easier just to put it on the rack and just push them 100 feet rather than dragging, because it's quite a lug when you're all tired out, right? These big rugged chunks of steel, and that's like 3x3, there's 2 of them there. Those are extremely rugged. So I mean, you can repurpose so much. And I encourage you to just take a look around the steel bin, maybe around the machine shop, maybe in your hometown. Just check and see if it's all right. Generally, I would say if you're throwing something in there, then there shouldn't be any argument with you if you see something handy taking a couple of things out. Anyway, I don't see any issue with it, and I see it quite a bit. So just as a way to try and save some money, because there's so many projects you can really do without really going overboard. I see so many people spending so much money on materials that are really a low grade, because let's face it, folks, as they say, they don't make it like they used to. A lot of this older stuff is here to stay. Some of this stuff is junk, but purposed in the right way, with maybe less stress, strain, using it for support. There's all sorts of options there. Anyway, video number 2. I'm going to make up a third one shortly, and we're going to focus on old loaders, new loaders, some snow removal equipment, and just the differences in old school and new tech. Thanks for watching, folks. Derek from OTC, on the cheap. Till next time, bye.